Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and this is Connor.
Hey guys.
We're going to talk about Preacher Season 1, Episode 6. It's called Sundowner. Full spoilers for the episode as always. And, well, that was an opening.
Yeah, I was immediately interested because it wasn't a flashback or set in any other location. They're usually
Yeah, they went straight
something
into it,
else.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, went straight into it. That said, the moment when it actually revealed the title was actually a really nice moment.
fucking amazing. Yeah,
And just the chaos and the carnage. This may have... Did it top the chainsaw fight from episode 2? It kind of didn't, it kind of didn't. It did, what it did well, it didn't. It was different things it did. Like...
I think it did because of the line, "She's got an axe." That cracked me up so much because you don't see it. This is pulling out through the hole, and it's all just death after death after death. You just hear that, and it's like, what the
There's just
fuck?
carnage. Cassidy showed up. They've almost got her restrained because they're trying to restrain her because if they kill her, she'll just keep coming back. They've almost got her restrained. Cassidy comes in and kills her. It's like, oh, you had a party and didn't invite me, and they just look so pissed at him. So good. Before we even get to the carnage, though, I actually really like that he uses his power to make them tell him what's going on.
Yeah, it's a clever way of doing the exposition because obviously we need to know what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
But forcing them to tell it kind of cheap stops it feeling cheap.
Yes, and I'm glad that Cassidy cracked some Genesis jokes because as soon as he said Genesis, I was like, Phil Collins is inside him.
I know. We did this with Arrow.
Yeah,
We're gonna do it with Preacher. It's only fair.
yeah. So that was cool. Opening 10 minutes were absolutely a hoot. Actually, this is the best episode yet. I
No, it
think
definitely is. Yeah.
this is really hitting its stride. The rest of the story with Jesse was just building to like on this big day at church where he's going to open the doors. There's going to be hundreds of them. He's put a megaphone speaker on the front of the church. He's got Emily doing errands, although she actually gets Tulip to do a lot of her errands because they bond a little bit after Tulip has a bit of an outburst.
Yeah, putting it mildly.
I like that though because it was like she's got a temper, but when she's like, "Oh wait, it was a kid's thing that I just fucked up," well, I'll fix it. Sorry,
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
It keeps her relatable, even though that she kind of fucked up.
yeah, she's a yeah. It's building character for her. Cassidy is always solid. This is probably the least amount of Cassidy we've had, probably, but
But what we had was great.
yeah, that was good stuff. Him in the closet with Tulip and hiding behind the door when he realizes, and I feel like he really is upset that he's done this. Like when he's realized that
Yeah,
Tulip and Jesse are a thing, he's like, "Oh no, what have I done?" Like he seems really upset about it.
yeah, he does.
So that's nice. That builds a bit of character for him, and yeah, that whole plot line is very good. And them standing in their underwear, watching their bloody as hell clothes try to get washed is also entertaining. This episode went in super quick as well, by the way. Like I couldn't believe when it was like, oh shit, it's done.
Yeah, it got to the end. I was like, wait, is that it?
Yeah.
I genuinely thought there was another like 10, 15 minutes to go.
So that was the main thing with Jesse. Obviously, it all culminated with Arseface,
Yeah.
who we'd seen sort of throughout the episode, kids being kind of nice to him. I was actually really terrified when they were taking him out of that tunnel. I thought they were going to do something bad to him.
Well, they wanted you to think that. Did you not hear that music?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know, like,
Like, yeah,
as soon as they were nice to him at school, though, at the dinner table, I was like,
you're
wait a minute.
suspicious, aren't you?
I'm
Right.
thinking Carrie. I'm thinking they're going to prank him. It's going to be
Yeah,
awful.
yeah,
And what it all comes down to is he just feels guilty. Like he can't accept that people have been nice to him because he did do a really bad thing, and he can't accept it.
yeah.
And it all comes back because Jesse, of course, refuses to let them take Genesis away from him.
Obviously,
The Angel dudes, and
wouldn't be much of a show if you just gave it to him, would it?
of course it wouldn't. But he refuses, and he's like debating. You know, it's like he's talking to Emily. He's like, "This is good, right? I'm doing a good thing." And then Arseface comes in, and he's like, "This feels too easy. It feels like we're cheating."
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know what's going on. This is just personal about him being forgiven. And I wasn't sure where this was going. I really
No, I
wasn't.
had no idea.
I really didn't know where this was going. I thought he was going to open the doors and we're going to see I thought the final scenes were going to be the congregation and everything happening.
Yeah, yeah.
But he just shouts out, no, not Arseface, but his name, whatever his name is.
Eugene.
Eugene go to hell. And then you just like you see the flash of light and like the sound
As,
effects.
as soon as he says it, because obviously they have the separate effect for when he
The
uses
voice,
the voice. Yeah. It's a clever effect, actually, by the way. I haven't even mentioned it, but I think it's a really good way of distinguishing it. But as soon as he does that, it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You know exactly what's happened.
Yeah, and he turns around and it's just the pamphlets just floating to the ground. It's like, oh dear.
It's a really great moment.
No, that's good. It was a really good episode. Other plotline, of course, is the mayor.
Yep.
Kinkinnon, I believe, is the name of Jackie Earl Haley's character. I was listening for it this time. I was like, I need to nail this name now. It's been too long. And he, of course, at the end of the last episode, I mean, this was the big surprise moment last episode, he just ended up shooting, like, those 3 people who came from the other company.
Aye.
And, like, the mayor's left to mop it up, it seems.
Does look that way, yeah.
And he stages this car accident, and that's kind of how the episode ends, which was a really weird place to end it, I thought.
It was, which is why I think that we felt there should have been more after.
Aye. Maybe if they just swapped that scene with the go to hell.
Yeah, I think. But obviously, the thing is, they wanted that fade into the burnt carcasses, didn't they?
Yeah, maybe that's the reason behind
After
it.
hell into these burnt carcasses,
Yeah.
which was a nice transition.
Yeah.
But
Like,
like I said, it was just a weird place to end.
I guess that's the choice. But, no, I really liked this episode. I thought the fight at the start was ridiculous, and I like when Preacher does this whole over-the-top, violent thing.
It's afterwards, after the credits, and it kind of pans in, and it's like, how many bodies are just there?
Because they keep respawning, as it were.
Yeah, I can't remember what they called it, but it's just respawning, yeah.
Yeah. And I liked Tulip and Emily. Surprisingly great chemistry between those two.
Yeah, it was.
Really liked that. So, I thought this was a really solid episode.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely the most consistent.
And I feel like there's something that's either going to happen next episode, and then this is something from the comic book. It's actually the first issue of the comic, which is why I was like, they're going to have to get to this at some point. And I feel like it's either going to happen next episode, or it'll be the finale.
Okay.
And the reason why I say it might be next episode is just because it seems like the time for it to happen, the way it's built up to him opening the doors and everyone coming in.
Right, alright.
But so I'm curious to see how they handle that and what comes of it. But yeah, it's building mythology. We got some good exposition in a really good way, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
this
we learned about the different layers of angels and
one. The hierarchy.
yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and obviously it's good character stuff for Jesse because he's right now he's too arrogant. He thinks God's picked him, and it's like he's got all this power to do with what he wants.
Yeah, I really like that moment as well, just before all the carnage starts, where he's like talking her down almost like with the phone. It's like you can have it, but you have to look to dial. And I think he completely just stares her down, and it's really cool because obviously at this point he knows that she's this badass angel thing.
Yeah. Yeah, then it gets like a proper one-on-one fist fight with her, and they're throwing punches at each other, which is just a weird image to see. Because she looks like a proper like housewife kind of woman. Like she's,
Yeah.
she doesn't look like a tough woman at all. She looks like someone who's just done driving her kids to like practice.
Yeah. But no, I thought that was like one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, that was a really good episode. So that's Preacher. Let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. We always appreciate it, and it helps us out a lot. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next week.